Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you are. Guys, we've come into that time of the year, Christmas season. It's going to be Christmas soon. I'm pretty sure a lot of you are going to be taking time off work, etc. around this time, this holiday season. Stay safe wherever you are. We're obviously, in a bit of a crisis. I think most countries now are suffering from COVID again. So yes, keep safe. Make sure to keep yourself safe. In terms of the live stream yesterday, I thought it was brilliant. I thought we had a great live stream. I really enjoyed it. We talked about numerous different topics, and I really enjoyed us talking about all the different things. I think it was really good. A lot of people wrote back and said they enjoyed the live stream. I think a lot of people in the chat as well stayed there for a long time, and they really enjoyed it. So I was really happy with the live stream yesterday. I wanted to touch on a topic which I think is a problem in boxing, where we're not getting the big fights. But I think this is a fight which needs to happen. Now, we spoke about Artur Beterbiev, right? We all spoke about Artur Beterbiev and his performance, and we were all linking him to Canelo, which I'm going to do a separate video about. But this video, I want to talk about, if there's no Canelo fight, the fight that Artur Beterbiev should have is the Dmitry Bivol fight. That's obviously a fight which would really interest a lot of people, because you know what? There's a lot of people out there that think Beterbiev's a beast. They think he's the best light heavyweight out there. But there are a load of people that think Bivol is special, and they think Bivol will beat Beterbiev. Now, Bivol, to me, is more of a skilled boxer. Beterbiev is somebody he's a destroyer. He comes in there and he's looking to destroy you. He's got a very impressive win against Govzik. Bivol, I believe, has beaten Joe Smith Jr. Bivol is a very good fighter, a very skilled fighter. He's a boxer. I've not been that impressed with Bivol, and some people say, well, he's been fighting in first gear. Like, I'm not so sure, because he's been around for a very long time, and he doesn't look that impressive in a lot of his fights. Now, some people think he's really good. I'm not convinced. I think his level of opposition has been fairly poor, and he's not really looked impressive. Now, sometimes guys rise to the occasion when the level of opposition improves. When he's in with a much better fighter, his level of performance improves. There are fighters like that. Some fighters lower themselves to their competition. Some fighters can also raise themselves to their competition. Bivol might be one of those fighters. But from what I've seen from Bivol so far, he looks a good fighter, a good skill fighter, good fundamentals, a decent power, not great power, if I'm totally honest with you, nothing out of this world power, but a good boxer, good mover, good combination punches, puts his punches together very well. Beterbiev's just a destroyer. He goes in there and he's just looking to destroy you. He's pushing you back. His pressure is very educated. He's got a decent hand speed, a bit robotic, but definitely very strong. Walks forward, walks you down, and batters you. And basically, he's not. I don't think he's people say he's a massive puncher. I don't think he's a concussive knockout artist. I don't think he's a Julian Jackson. But what he does, he breaks you down. He slowly wears you down and chips away at you and breaks you down like he did with Brown. Like, Brown didn't get knocked out by one shot. Brown got broken down over the rounds. And that's what Beterbiev does. He breaks you down over the rounds. Slowly chips away at you, breaks you down, slows you down, and then eventually takes you out. That's what he does. He's not a one-punch knockout artist like a Wilder or even a Adonis Stevenson. And even a Gervonta Davis. Like, those guys can hit you with a shot and wipe you out. He doesn't have, or Julian Jackson as well. Those type of guys, could hit you with one shot and they could wipe you out. I don't believe Beterbiev's that guy. I believe Beterbiev's more of a guy that breaks you down, slows you down, and then wipes you out. Bivol, like I said, is a more of a skilled boxer. So it's the classic matchup in boxing. The puncher v the boxer. However, I think Beterbiev's more than just a puncher. I think he's a very skilled pressure fighter, which makes him very dangerous. Bivol, for me, a lot of people think Bivol beats Beterbiev. I don't. I think if you were to do a poll, I think majority of people will pick Beterbiev, but there are a handful of people that think Bivol beats Beterbiev. Not me. Not me at all. I think Beterbiev would destroy Bivol. On what I've seen so far of their careers, there's no way, in my opinion, Bivol, from what the fights that I've seen, the Joe Smith fight, the Craig Richards fight, his last fight, yeah, I can't see him beating Beterbiev. I think Beterbiev's too strong. I think Bivol doesn't hit hard enough to keep Beterbiev off. And if I'm brutally honest with you, I think he'll break Bivol down like he breaks everybody else down, and he'll stop Bivol, in my opinion. If there's no Canelo fight, then for me, Beterbiev, they need to find a way to make that Bivol fight. Because I think people are kind of had enough with Beterbiev fighting, you know, the guys that he's been fighting. They want to see him fight the other top guy, which is Bivol. And let's be honest, the biggest fight in the light heavyweight division, obviously not including Canelo, if we're saying Canelo's not in the light heavyweight division yet, is Beterbiev and Bivol. They're the two best guys. They're the number 1 and 2. Beterbiev is the lineal champion. Bivol is the guy that's next in line to the throne. So really it's those two. Number 1 and 2 need to fight each other, and that's the fights. Now the only problem is the fact neither of those guys are names. And unfortunately, the fight doesn't hold that much weight. So both of them are probably going to wait out for the Canelo fight. And that's what a lot of everyone does in around Canelo weight categories. Everybody seems to wait for the Canelo fight because they know that's their biggest payday. So nobody actually fights each other. That's what all the other super middleweights and middleweights are doing. They're waiting for Canelo. For me personally, I think Bivol and Beterbiev need to fight. And then the winner should fight Canelo. And that would put more pressure on Canelo to fight the winner of that fight. And that's what I think should happen. Will it happen? I doubt it, because they're both on different networks. They're both promoted. We know Bivol's promoted by Hearn and Matchroom and DAZN. He's under, with DAZN. And we know that Beterbiev is with Top Rank and he's with ESPN. So I will say this, though. DAZN or Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum, they do deals together. They do deals together. So although if it was PBC and Hearn, I would be more concerned. But actually, I'll take that back, because I actually think Bob Arum and Eddie Hearn do fights together. They've done it with, I believe, Ramirez Hooker. If I'm not mistaken, Ramirez came and fought on DAZN. I think there's also been times when probably Matchroom's fighters have gone and fought on ESPN. It's not any examples are coming to my head, but I'm pretty sure Beterbiev being Bob Arum's top light heavyweight, will he let him fight on DAZN? I'm not sure. Probably will, probably won't. I don't know. I'd like to think that because of the fight and what it means, and it'll be a 3-belt unification fight, that they would allow it. But if not, we know that Callum Johnson and Joe Smith are fighting, and I believe Joe Smith's a ESPN fighter. So if that's the case, if Joe Smith is an ESPN fighter, then why not make the winner of that fight Artur Beterbiev? I don't understand that. I think Artur Beterbiev should fight the winner of Joe Smith, and that makes him a 3-belt holder. Then he can fight Bivol. That's what I think needs to happen. I think we need to all work towards finding out who the best is in the division. And I think Beterbiev and the winner of Callum Johnson Smith, and I think Beterbiev's already fought Callum Johnson, hasn't he? So yeah, so I personally think the winner of that fight should fight Beterbiev. Easy fight to make. And then the winner should fight Bivol. And then potentially Canelo gets the winner. That would be great. And that could all really happen because Beterbiev recently fought, right? If Callum Johnson and Smith are fighting in January, we could talk about that fight maybe in May, June, and by the end of the year, you could have an undisputed champion if everybody works together. Personally, I think Beterbiev would beat the winner of Smith or Johnson. And like I said, I think Bivol could fight the winner of that fight. But I think Bivol's on another network. Ideally, if we are talking about a Bivol-Beterbiev fight next, you know, then I think Eddie Hearn and Bob Arum surely could work out a deal to make that fight. But the only problem is that, like I said, I don't know how big that fight is. And would either guy just wait out for a Canelo fight when they know Canelo could potentially fight them, rather than fighting each other? Because whoever, you know, one of them would know that they'd lose out on that Canelo payday, whoever loses that fight. And both of them would make a lot more money fighting Canelo than they would fighting each other. So it would make more sense for them to just wait for the Canelo payday. You know, and it's not fair on Canelo, because Canelo would have to go through a whole weight class again. And I feel like these guys not fighting each other, I feel like Canelo deserves an opportunity where these guys fight each other and then Canelo fights the guy that's sitting on the throne. That makes a lot more sense. I feel like a lot of people keep saying, well, Canelo should have to fight all of them. Well, why? You know, he's already done that at 168. Like, surely he should get a bit of a leg up at 175. Why does he have to go through everybody again at 175? I just don't think that's fair. You know, he's having to put in a lot of work, whereas these guys are getting big paydays without having to put in any work. You know, so yeah, I get Canelo's the cash cow, but I think Beterbiev and Bivol should fight each other, and then the winner should fight Canelo. That's how I see it personally. I don't think Canelo should have to go through all of these guys. You know, he's already done that. It's time for these guys to look to clean out their own division. And then the Canelo can fight the winner for the biggest payday. The guy that comes out on top out of all of these champions gets the right to fight Canelo. You know, you've earned the right then to fight Canelo. That's the way I look at it. But yeah, unfortunately, boxing doesn't work like that. You know, a lot of these guys are just waiting out and you know, their team's waiting out for that Canelo payday. But yeah, in terms of if Bivol and Beterbiev fought, I've got Beterbiev knocking Bivol out, and that's how I see that fight. I think the pressure of Beterbiev, the strength, the physical strength. I don't think Bivol's strong enough to hold him off. I don't think Bivol's got the punch power to keep him off. You see, the Canelo's a different ball game, and I'm going to come on to that in the next video I do. Is that Canelo's a different ball game? Canelo has power, and Canelo, he's just too dangerous. I think Canelo has the power to hurt Beterbiev. I don't think Bivol does. I think Canelo has serious power, you know, where he can really hurt Beterbiev. I think he has horrible body shots. He has, you know, huge uppercuts, and I feel like the way Beterbiev fights coming forward, I think Canelo could hit him with an uppercut that could do serious damage. Canelo has more power than Bivol. I'm absolutely certain about that. And also Canelo has a lot of other things. You know, Canelo can box. He can box on the back foot. He can box in the center of the ring. I'm just not convinced whether Beterbiev would be able to walk to Canelo the way he walks other guys. If I'm honest, I just think Canelo has the kind of power, even at 175, where he could make a dent in Beterbiev. That's the only problem Beterbiev will have. Canelo has power that he can do some serious damage. However, Bivol, to me, doesn't have that power. From what I've seen so far, I've seen him against Richards. I've seen him against... I don't see he has the power to keep Beterbiev off. And I think Beterbiev will walk him down and stop him. And that's just... I think Govzik was a good fighter, but he just didn't have the power to keep Beterbiev off. I think Canelo will do. And that's the advantage. Canelo's a big, stocky guy like Beterbiev, and he's got explosive power. Bivol hasn't got explosive power. Canelo's got explosive power, the kind of power, it doesn't matter whether he's fighting at a higher weight class. Canelo has explosive power. He has those fast, twitchy muscles that are very dangerous. You know, I've only seen one guy be able to take him flush on the chin, Golovkin. And Golovkin, for me, has the best chin in boxing. Like, I don't think there's a guy with a better chin than that guy. And even Golovkin, if you look at it, at times he had to respect Canelo's power. You could see on his face, like, even though Golovkin was walking forward, you could see on his face when he caught some shots, like, there was a reaction, which you didn't see in other fights. I don't think Beterbiev has the chin like Golovkin, where he could just be dismissive of Canelo's power. I don't think he has the chin where he can be dismissive at all. I think if he walks recklessly forward, walks forward with a lot of aggression like he does, I think Canelo will somewhere catch him with a shot where he'll be in serious trouble. I think his pressure would have to be a lot more careful against Canelo, in my opinion. And then, can he fight another way? If that doesn't work, can he fight another way? I'm not sure. And time will tell. Time will tell. But in terms of Beterbiev Bivol, I have Beterbiev stopping Bivol. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.